What's up, ungrateful earthlings? It's your boy Kami bringing you my top 10 reincarnation manhwas. Do note that these recommendations are not ranked, and you can check video chapters in the description to skip the recommendations you've already read. Our first recommendation is Returned as a Martial Genius. This one is quite amazing, though it is a new manhwa with 20 plus chapters. It made it on our list because it took us out of the traditional Miram world. When monster gates appeared on Earth, each continent was asked to choose its theme, and Korea and the rest of Asia chose the Miram theme. This sounds a bit like Eternal Kingdom's setting, anyway. Our main character, who did not inherit the martial art technique of his family, was expelled from his clan and could only become a lowly D-rank hunter. He later dies in action but gets a second chance when he regresses. He decided to change his previous path and got an SSS class technique. The MC of this manhwa was quite pitiful, like in solo leveling. Even when he became overpowered, he was still similar to Sung Jin-woo. This manhwa has the potential to be big. The storyline will hook you, coupled with the amazing artwork. The reincarnated assassin is a genius swordsman. Just like the name implies, our main character was an assassin who died at the hands of his master. He was kidnapped when he was still a baby and was trained as an assassin for his owner's noble family. However, he chanced upon the inheritance of an ancient expert during one of his assassination missions and got an SSS class sword skill. Once he learned the first form of this skill, the magic spell that bound him and made him unable to disobey his master was undone. Happy that he is no longer going to be bound, he started making plans to live a free life, but he got discovered and killed by his master. Thankfully, his strong resentment towards the master awakened his system and he got reborn into the most powerful family on the continent. Now, even though his current body is sick from the moment he was born, he vows to stop at nothing to get his revenge on the former master, who is now the second strongest person on the continent. This is a new manhwa not to miss. The artwork is awesome and complements the storyline. Next recommendation is My Daughter is the Final Boss. In this manhwa, our main character was a human trash father. He was selfish, prideful, and irresponsible, unbefitting the status of a father. When he came to a realization and regretted his actions, it was already too late and he ended up dying at the hands of his daughter, who has now become a wicked witch who wants to destroy the world. Honestly, I don't know why young people nowadays are such human trashes. Why wait until you see tears before learning to be a proper human? Anyways, our main character was lucky and got a second chance to change everything. When he opened his eyes, he was amazed to see his 5-year-old daughter standing before his door again, along with the quest to prevent the destruction of the world. This is an incredible manhwa, where the author knows when to be moody and when not. The storyline and the artwork perfectly complement each other. This is a gem not to miss out. Next we have Martial God Regressed to Level 2. The BattleNet game, which was seen as just another game, turned into humanity's nightmare. After the release of the Space League, the game turned into a survival game for all organisms in the universe, and mankind represented by Earth kept failing until it was deemed worthless. Upon this decision, humanity was deleted from existence, but our MC was the only one not deleted. This was because his skill Nameless Divine Art resisted deletion. The gods then saw potential in him and sent him back into the past with his memories intact. Now he is determined not to let Korea be wiped out and prevent the miserable death of his niece, because the days after the deletion of Korea were like hell. Though he was ranked 7th in the world, he was mistreated by the country he moved in. This manhwa is incredible, with a fast-paced story without leaving out any important information. The artwork is also incredible, so do check it out as it already has 24 plus chapters. Next, we have Leveling Up with the Gods. In this manhwa, our MC was an earthling who managed to climb the highest floor of the Tower of Trial and join mythological gods to fight the invading outer gods. In the final battle, they were defeated as the outer gods were too powerful. Therefore, they decided to send our MC back in time to prepare for a rematch. They did so since he was only a mortal, yet grew strong to be able to stand side by side with gods. Now, he is back to when Earth was nearly destroyed by the arrival of the Tower of Trial. And of course, this is the opportunity to solve some grievances of the past life. Haha, I won't say much, as this manhwa is really incredible, and the MC is quite likable and mysterious. The artwork is off the chart and complements the storyline well. The next recommendation, we have Records of the Demonic Path's Return. Are you a fan of Nanomachine or Reborn Heavenly Demon manhwa? Then you will love this one. In this manhwa, our MC is one of the young masters of the Heavenly Demon cult. Unlike his siblings, he was not interested in becoming the next cult leader. All he cared about was literature, so he withdrew himself from the selection for the next cult leader and went into seclusion, where he continued to pursue literature for years. However, once the next cult leader was chosen, his brother killed all his siblings, including our MC, even though he had already been in a remote corner of the cult without any interference. I must say that the MC is quite naive to think that he can survive in a place like the Heavenly Demon cult without seeking power. Thankfully, he got a second chance and regressed to when he was still a child. Now, he is set on defeating his brothers and avoiding the future tragedy. This manhwa is quite awesome, as it will keep you glued from chapter to chapter. Next, we have Revenge of the Iron-Blooded Sword Hound. This manhwa revolves around our main character, Vikir. He was a cruel and loyal dog to the Baskerville family. He did every dirty job you could think of just to get the recognition of the family. However, he was betrayed by the family and shamefully executed in public. Fortunately for him, he got a chance and regressed to when he was still a baby. With his previous knowledge, he is dead set to monopolize every resource and get his revenge on the family head, who also happens to be his biological father. This is an incredible manhwa with intense scenes, and the artwork is also excellent. So, do check it out. Next, we have Soul Land 5. Though this manhwa was dropped over 6 months ago, it can be considered a new manhwa. The main reason why it made it on our list is because it brings different world-building elements to the table. I know that many people might decide to skip this because of the previous Soul Land series, but I will ask you to wait a bit, as this manhwa is different from the old Soul Land. This one has a clean panel compared to other Soul Lands with messy panels. In this manhwa, our MC was reborn in a world where beasts dominate, and humans are nothing more than mere slaves to the beasts. Not only is our MC looking for his lover who got reincarnated together in this world, but he must also work hard to rise in this world where the beasts dominate the whole planet. This is quite an interesting manhwa that I'll recommend you read if you haven't. The artwork is quite excellent, though the characters resemble the ones in the whole series. The next recommendation is The Swordmaster's Youngest Son. In this manhwa, our main character Jin rekindled despaired as he lived under the shadow of his siblings. And soon enough, he was exiled from his family because of his trashy talent. His family is known as a swordsman family. However, even though he worked more than anybody in his family, he couldn't be half as good as the gateman. Wishing to prove himself, he practices the art of magic under contract with the god of his ancestors. Sadly, it was still too late to prevent his death and that of his family. Fortunately for him, when he opens his eyes, he realizes he has returned to the past, when he was still a 1-year-old child. Now, with the knowledge of his past life, he vowed to preserve his talent in swordsmanship and become the greatest sword master in history. This manhwa is a masterpiece that will keep you glued from panel to panel and chapter to chapter. The MC is quite a likable fellow and the fight scenes are incredible. Let me know in the comments section whether this video was helpful. And do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends if you like it. Peace be unto you.